A medium, scruffy tan and white mutt with mismatched ears sat on the concrete steps outside the animal shelter at sunrise. He wasn't nervous or desperate, he was focused. In his mind, this wasn't a day for hoping, it was a day for choosing. He had walked into the shelter the week before, muddy and hungry but proud, sat calmly at the intake desk until a frazzled volunteer offered him a biscuit and allowed himself to be led into a clean pen with the quiet confidence of someone who knew what he wanted. Now, as the shelter opened and footsteps echoed down the hallway, he watched every visitor like an interviewer watching candidates file in, reading their energy, their intentions, and the way their eyes landed on him. The first person to approach was a tall, polished woman holding a latte and clipboard, her perfume crisp and her shoes too new. She leaned in and assessed him like a piece of decor, as if she were deciding whether he belonged in her living room rather than in her life. Soon after, a young couple rushed up, loud and giddy, crouching by the kennel and squealing about how cute he was and how fun it would be to dress him up in tiny sweaters. The dog immediately retreated to the back of his pen, ears flattening in firm refusal. Sweaters were not happening. More people came and went, some too loud, some too eager, some looking for something the dog knew he couldn't be for them. One woman spoke with intense need, explaining she wanted a therapy dog to fix what she felt inside. And while the dog was intelligent and kind in his own way, he wasn't willing to become anyone's emotional crutch. In his mind, each mismatch ended the same way, not unkindly, but decisively next. He simply looked at him with tired, gentle eyes, and let the silence exist without trying to fill it. Henry admitted he wasn't sure he was ready to love another dog yet, and somehow that honesty landed like something solid and safe. The dog stepped closer to the gate. Sensing that Henry wasn't trying to replace what he'd lost, or collect a pet to complete a picture, he was offering a real connection and leaving space for the choice to be mutual. Henry finally held out his hand, palm up, not pushing it forward, not asking for a performance, just offering. The dog leaned in, sniffed once, and then gently nudged Henry's hand with his nose, a quiet decision made without drama but full of meaning. The volunteer watching nearby couldn't help smiling as paperwork was brought out, signatures made, and a leash clipped with a soft click that sounded like a new chapter beginning. When the shelter doors opened and warm daylight spilled across the floor, Henry and the dog walked out side by side, not as a rescue story where someone was saved, but as a beginning chosen by two souls who understood each other.